India was established by Ethiopians. Actually, the whole world, you go, Lenduza, Australia, black people, China, black people. So we traded amongst each other before. Remember, Guti, white people only emerged about 65 to 70,000 years, ago. And Tina, in Pumalang, as the origin of a life. Lendo yenzakale 3.5 billion. La eMpumalanga. Manje uzongitshela ngento yomlungu, into yamanje. We need to go back there. Sisaphila sonke as African people all over the world. Mina mengiya e-US. Bengiya lapha futhi bese ngayibizi nge-US angazi kumele sithole igama lakhona. Ukuthi okhokho, what did they call America before? We then raise that name because America belongs to us. Hey, kune proof of blackness all over America. Abelungu came as colonizers there. That place doesn't belong. Angazi ukuthi where they belong. Mesibaqosha vele bazoya. Ngoba the whole world belongs to us. We're the first. So economics and the investment started by us. Ukuthi ngene kumajuda. Remember ukuthi Europe, when they were fighting, there was a period for them where they were killing each other. And whoever had a better ammunition, who had a survivor, Amajuda started funding those wars. They still do that even today. They will fund the EFF, fund the ANC as Tatani. Exactly the same strategy that they started with in Europe is still being pursued in Allah. They are all about profits. Rockefeller. Rockefeller, remember, when you are umuntu, sithi umuntu uzoba nozwelo ukuthi I have investments all over the world and my investment must improve the lives of the local people there. But if unganalo uzwelo, you would come up with strategies that perpetuate the enslavement of the people there. So Rockefeller have got no best interest for us. Remember, about Rockefeller, they started even the education system. They started the schooling system. Why? Because they controlled that era, the industrial, era, revolution. They were in charge of that. They were funding. But why today even this wars won't end? The wars won't end in the world because it's a big profit for these people. The more we kill each other, bazenani nabo yini la siyakona in the interim mortuaries. Okay. Abantu manje mina ngangisaba lo business. I can't be involved in a business where I rejoice the more people die. It's the more I make money. Huh? What type of a heart is that? When people don't die, then we are in trouble. It means you've got to come up with means and ways to kill. Hey, or you send your warriors somewhere there to say, hi, business yawa. Abandabafi. They became wealthy during COVID. Hey, manjege, these are things. Now, my investment, you need to go to in any investment. You must be guided by moya wako. Is it contributing towards the destruction of nature and our people or not? Don't be driven by imali makasha. Remember, money is a frequency. ungayiboni iphepha nje frequency, it has its own frequency. So you can have as much as you want. As long as wena right nedlozi lakho uphilisa ledlozi lakho, we'll take you there. I made an example the other day ukuthi there's a guy at Durban owenza amakhamba, very special amakhamba. Lo muntu lo uyayifaka koma 500,000 a month makuthengeke kahle, akalandelanga imali, ulandele uthumo lwakhe. Kuthiwe wena uzoyenza inkamba that will be so beautiful that it will be appreciated by the whole world. Then money follows him. Usakhaya manje is selling over the internet. So that is how we should live. Imali njengoba ngisho ifrequency. And the more wena ubeka imali la phambili is the more iblocker. Kanti imali mawungathi uyayikhohlwa wenza lento oyithandayo iyakulandela ube nesithukuthezi ukuthi ngalandelwa imali engaka. And when you then get that money, make sure ukuthi you make other people happy. Mina I vowed ngathi the day ningibona ukuthi hayi umkhulu manje seke yaphila, angisadli isinkwa neacha, senidla ama-prawns. Nazi ukuthi abosifiso nabo search bonke labantu basotela. Because I cannot go for that life amajita so. Ngizobe ngumkhopolo and imenemene. Because i-success yam has got to reflect ebantwini engiphila nabo. Ungathi lamne 20 million. Yabo. Ngikhohle 20 million la. Ngiyabona amajita yasokola. Angikhona ukuya kubo. Ngibancede yini leyo nto leyo. Ayisebenza umkhopolo leyo nto leyo. Yinto ongamelanga i-encourage. If you have a million, make sure ukuthi 1 or 2 people are going to be kick-started by you having that million. Is the more uthola inhlanhla. Inhlanhla ziza ngaleyo ndlela, blessings, that's how they come. When you give, it reminds me of Indlovukazi uZinzi. Indlovukazi uZinzi will have the last 100 rand. Kufika umuntu actually wayithatha kumamwini leyo. Kufika umuntu egedini. Hey ngilambile anginalutho. Uzothatha the last. Anikeze lo muntu. Then uqakekile. Hayi mkhuluma yeso yenza njani? Uyabona le nto leyo. Abantu that we learned so much. Umamwini buried so many people. Ubayithatha le mali. Ubengenamali. Kepha he made sure ukuthi the little that she has, she does good. And that made sure, umoya made sure ukuthi she is forever sustained. And how would those resources will come from government. Siyazi ukuthi i-government never appreciated umamwini noZinzi. They died as paupers. So we know these are the people that deserve ukuthi bahambe la ba ama-billionaires. But because both of them within the movement itself, they were opposed to indlela leadership behamba ngayo. Now they were victims because of that. So thina i-movement yethu ayikho lapha. I-movement yethu says, if ugogo forever njengoba kukhelo siyomphilisa kuze kuyovalwa kuze kuyovalwa makuthiwa ukuthi you don't die kukhulunywa ngento enjengoba kukhelo bomamwini you know nabozinzi. Those are people who sacrificed their privilege for us. Indlovukazi before she passed away welwa namabhunu on social media. Why? Because she's touching the issue omhlaba to say yonke lento le phezu kwayo ne-leadership asiyizwa. All we need umhlaba wethu, because when we have our land back we don't need you. Why would we need you? You are perpetually keeping the land away from us so that we depend on you. Evilness and nothing else. Mangaka amaplazi la eGauteng. Huh? Just like eGauteng. Who owns the majority of the plaza? Bawuthathe la maplaza. Ipi conscience yabo if bangabantu labantu. Uthi ngisatha abantu. Hayi ubuntu kimi. That keeps driving me back to that thing. Ilwane, because if you can't feel lento yenzakale eAlexander yini leyo nto leyo kudivide nje freeway amagundwane ngapha yiyo yonke lento ngapha izulu encane lase Europe and ebulathina sifuna ukuya khona hey lokishi lang stress out labantu laba we aspire to go there. We don't want to go to Alexander to go and fix it. Sichona labantu laba who see nothing wrong with Alexander. So these are the characters that we should never develop. Ubuntu bethu must never die, because the minute ubulala ubuntu bakho, you are dead. Thina singabantu be-abundance. Njengoba ngisho umhlaba wethu uzobuya, and uzobuya nama-resources ethu. Hey, ngisho nalama-resources abawatshontshile sizowademanda all over Europe must return so that we are able to rebuild ourselves. So thina singabantu be-abundance. Remove that scarcity mentality in your mind. Tina, we have everything. Ukhohliswa nje ile system yomlungu ekutshela ukuthi wena you are nothing. Uyiboss yabo bonke, because without your land they are nothing. That is the honest truth. So we need to remove that mentality. Sithandane. We need to love each other again. Sivusa ubuntu. And the message njalo siphinda isenzo selanga nenyanga. The sun just gives. The moon just gives. The moon never complains, the sun never complains. Why? Because the sun burns carbon to produce hydrogen. The sun is aware and conscious ukuthi the carbon will never finish. That's why angeke liphokore one day lithi hayi kunini nginiphilisa. Hayi ngibamba amatomu manje. It can't do that. So by nature ilanga lidalelwe lokho to create itself. Because Tina, we are a spark of that sun. We are the sun and the moon. Without these two cosmic bodies, we are nothing. So, now if they can do without any attachments or conditions, what about us? Umuntu akumelanga aze kuwe azophaphatha. Umuntu ophila nayo should be able to read ukuthi lo muntu lo is in distress. How can I help? That's our attitude as African people. We've been turned into animals. Siyabulalana. You kill each other. For what? Positions. Positions so that I can access the resources. It's all about the resources. Yonke le confusion ekhona in our lives. We hate each other because of resources. Why was he given the CEO of a mining charter? Because it's going to give him access to all these white companies. White companies must go in our mining. Hey, mele bahambe because the mining belongs to us. I once said here, Anglo-American, I know just born, there are others. They are holding or hogging our concessions that they will mine in 200 years. Whilst we suffer. They will mine those concessions in 200 years. So let's go, Pete. They are depriving us now. Then you go and become a director and a shareholder. Who bought ye Anglo? Uhlele lapha utuvile. Uyibhloko manje udlala number 5. Asangeni thina. When you go and approach Anglo bathi khona mosluya. Umuntu wethu. That is greed. Because when you are given an opportunity ukuthi ungene kula makhampani, kumele uvule for the rest of the black community to benefit from kulama concessions. Why? Because you were bribed. Bakunikeza 4 or 5 concessions that made you a billionaire. Now you are then saying, I'm not going to open up. And the Halmutabazi, they know all of them who are sitting in these boards of these mining companies. Ukuthi these people are hogging ama concessions that should be given to us. Basibiza amazama. Cabanga. The real zamazama zabelungu. Because they are mining illegally. Nana constitution yabo. A constitution which imprisoned me if ngitholakala ne-gold. Bathi ngizalelwe eGauteng endaweni ye-gold. Bathi ngiyaboshwa ngatholakala ne-gold. Craziness. Ngizalelwe endaweni ye-gold. It means ukuthi gold isabalele. Ngayithola ngasejardini lami. Ngiyaphuma la estradeni ngifakela. Hayi ngijele. Utholaphi wena imvume ukuthi ubambe gold? Kusho umlungu atshela le ibhari ze-government ukuthi hey, labantu benu laba bangasondeli ku-gold ne-diamond because it's a reserve for the Oppenheimers. Yini leyo nto leyo? Ama-concessions akhona singakhi singabodade? How many are we? Over 30 million. Over 30 million. Lama concessions amano lama company engamla can satisfy all of us. She created generational wealth. But now our politicians are more concerned with the generational wealth of white people. And the white people that are not here, they are in Europe. Remember, Guti, their offices here are just satellites. The main office is in Europe. Every month, they are taking out billions. Imali that is supposed to develop you and I. Bavule minyela ubani? Constitution. Ngoba constitution says Anglo-American discovered Kimberley. It does. So this is crazy. Remember, Gucci, the Oppenheimers and the Ruperts were part of the construction of constitution. They begin with stealing our land, then create a constitution that defends that theft. Now you can't move. Because they now tell you about the constitution, all of them. Even now about Takibet, about Domkop Lab. We are not a constitutional democracy. Nonsense! What a constitutional democracy are we in? This thing is not supposed to live. That's why we're in this poverty, because of this constitution. Siyayishisa futhi next year ngoMarch. Sesinedate siyoyishisa. Now all the presidents of the continent must ban, because they've been selling us ever since. All of them akekho who escaped that. So sizocreate again. Yabona lento ngathi siphambane. Beki picture yakho. Ashe nalesiphambano yena sifungela we're not there. Mele sifungela lesiphambano isiphambano esimgqilazile to a point ukuthi ugqilazeka thina. We suffer because of them, their silly decisions to decide to preside over theft. Labantu bafundile mos. Mina ngiyanga university, but I know that the Republic of South Africa is theft. Bona with all these degrees and whatever. Abayibona ngani lento? Bayibona. Bayeka ngamabomu. Because it's benefiting them. Manje, that is the leadership. Yingakho kuthiwa i-Africa of the future is going to be led by abantu bomoya, spiritual people. Don't even think ukuthi wena as a politician you have isabelo. Not only politicians, but nalamakhosi, some of them abanaso isabelo of the future, because basenyameni. I-Africa of the future is going to be developed by abantu who are driven by moya and nothing else. And that's when there will be harmony again amongst us. I go to slow sivotela abantu every after 5 years bashintsho. Kungena abanye. This is what stalls development yethu. These leaders, so-called leaders on the continent, about 100-year plan as a movement. National movements don't have 100-year plan, but operate at ad hoc. That's why njalo makushintsha i-president is on the plan. I know we are no longer pursuing nuclear energy. We are now going green. Why? Because there's no policy that guides Ugutitina as a nation. This is where we want to be. We are forever influenced. Whoever comes is following their own thing. Ama China not doing that. Ama China have a 100-year plan. It doesn't matter what leader comes, follows that plan. Oh, by am hang about China. Hey, even in the Arab world, Bana buga to buy. They are continuing developing other plans to make it Dubai even more attractive as a financial hub. And Dubai is not richer than South Africa. Dubai ma resources are boiling. That's why they're trying to diversify currently, so that they are no longer dependent solely on oil. They use the oil, to make sure that they amass enough resources to make their population satisfied. Abantu base Dubai abasebenzi basetshenzelo ama-foreigner. Do you understand? The government has a policy. Mawuse Dubai lapha, like lento beyenza kale Libya. Mawushada, you are given certain amount for you to go and start a new life. Can you dream about that in Africa? That house, we're not there. So take care of yourself. Do you understand? There isn't a long-term plan for their own people. But I know through GK, GK will have a 300-year plan. Hey, it doesn't matter who comes. That person has to follow that plan. Oh, we are nyauga. Hey, because we are now compromising a vision of the whole community. Lendo ukuthi I know mina usibanibani ayihambi kanjalo. Masivumelene, this is the plan, this is the vision. This is where we are now. We are developing the calendar. From us demonstrating that unity by which you see assembly everywhere in these 4 cardinal points, we then say we are ready now to launch the economic programs. Why? Because now, sesine vision from today, we are no longer buying products that are produced outside our community. That is wisdom. And nobody should, interfere with that plan. From Lapo says, oh, okay, I'm a business, we are starting a bank where we have to deposit that money. We are generating enough income. We now set up our banks. From our banks, see money. Even hospitals, man. Ubab Credo was a design of a hospital that we need to work on. Ukuthi ibhedlela zethu mele zibe njani. Mithina mele siphiliswe yi-frequency. We need to know ukuthi isibhedlela sethu mele sisibeke kuphi. So that mawungena nje in the yard of the hospital, your atoms get balanced before they even treat you. Manje laba bahloma yonke indawo le. That's why I'm afraid to go to a hospital. Futhi para. You go there, you don't come back. Manje uyabona ukuthi bayahluleka labantu laba because benza izinto that are against nature. Kanti when you are aligned to nature is there to assist you. Kuno moya that is prevalent, that is supposed to assist healing. So into yethu makehla yinde. And izodinga iconsistency. Ngathi namhlanje ngoba umkhulu akasekho. Hayi sesithanda belungu. Seniletha belungu la kule podium. Ngiyonipokela. Uzothi uyakhuluma umbambe la. Izwi ngaphumi. We can never be together nabelungu as long as our situation is like this. The day we will change our position is when we have not only our land back, but our resources they stole. That is when we will then, okay, fine, we have everything. okay, children, come. Let's see how we accommodate you. That's when I mind. Now we are in a struggle. And that struggle can never be neutralized by bringing people who can feel what we feel. He or she who knows it feels it. So you can't then bring somebody who's pretending like that. I'm a liberal, we worked with them for a long time. Baza nati, ba kempe nati the whole night. The next morning, Ballet John Foster. Reporting on the very same meeting. So you can't trust Labantu. Out of experience, we know they mess up a lot of movements that are led by true and genuine initiatives of uniting black people. We can't unite Nabelungu, Namandia, Namachina, whilst our condition is like this. Because there's a possibility which we have to fight these people. And we are ready to fight them. If there needs be. If umoya mauti, uyabona sengibanqobile. Balandeni manje physically siyabangena. So, lesson really ukuthi thina singabantu be abundance. So we must never be twisted the way bas twisting akhona, because maybe twister yonke into. Thina singabantu be abundance. All we need to fight for is for our land and our resources that were stolen to return. Then abundance immediately returns. Mawungezwe wena ukuthi hayi kuhamba the last white person in South Africa ulindwe plane lapha eOR. Imagine that feeling you're going to have. So we are imagine nje ukuthi oh. No, but just imagine that. Kutiwa, there are no longer white people here. Kuzoba ilento lesithi angazi ngayibizani. Ngifuna ukubiza ngaleli kanana nonsense. Khona igama esingayibiza ngalo. Chokuthi sizothola intokozo. Sizothola intokozo that is unending. Because that is when abundance returns. Because you will then have a right to demand whatever is supposed to be due to you. We put the proper leader. Ngakhohlwa lo. Kumele nikhethe ama leaders omoya. And abantu abangeke bazofake umoya. Aze ngoba mela khethwe songathi umuntu hayi omoya hayi sebenzi mele ube ne track record usukaphi ntwana bowenzani before you need to prove yourself, then lo muntu kube uyena onholela kuphi kule abundance engikhuluma ngayo. Thina singabantu be abundance. All we need to do is to liberate not only our minds, but our resources as well. Then there's no longer scarcity. Inzondo yaphela. Ngoba wonke umuntu manje ubheke ukuthi okay fine, opportunity yokumina, opportunity ye-agriculture, opportunity ye-IT, opportunity. Yini le mina that I want to do. You are no longer forced by conditioning Rockefeller, who said, I don't want people who can question. I want people who will take orders. Hey, manje sekho lapha. Sibuyele emhlabathini sonke. Niphume la iJozi concrete jungle. kaslam nonsense la. You need to go back ekhaya. Remember ukuthi all of us are from a certain royal house. As long as you have a name, that name has its gojo somewhere. That's where you need to go back to. Uyokhonza enkosini. Inkosi kunikeze all that you need for you to be able to survive. Wakumuzi and develop yourself. Mawufuna ukumayina uyazi nje uyalapha enkosini ngoba umhlaba is going to return to amakhosi namakhosikazi. Angeke usaba nalento because kukhona abantu who are panting i-Black Republic. I-Black Republic says the land goes back to the state, then the state distributes it to. Can we trust the bantu again? It has to go back to emakhosini. Abakwa Skukuni. Kuyaziwa ukuthi inkosi yakwa Skukuni beyibusa la iyophela lapha kule ntaba okule mfula. Those people should have total control of their land. And the resources are under. Kungatshela ukuthi hayi no, labantu only have surface rights. Surface rights. You should have unifane nabakwa Mlutlegi le Rustenburg. That rich family. Ubukhosi loba. Bonke ubukhosi in South Africa, not only South Africa, all over the continent must be at that level of the Royal Bafokeng. Kungabi nobukhosi that is in poverty once they have the land and the resources. That is when we are going to be free ngempela. Ngoba ngeke usukume nje umasaka. Hayi no mina milile. Ulila kaba wena. Lo muntu mayekhuluma uyamuzwa ukhuluma umbhedo nje. All they are saying is to protect the privilege of white people. Baba shinja. Base nenkulumo, remember ukuthi labantu laba, they are very charming. They have a way. They've perfected the art of convincing people. But umuntu lokakutshela nje haba. The politicians have no power over us. We own the land. And the politika bayiqhubayo ayinamhlaba. So you must never be fooled now. So ufuna ukuba i-politician, ufuna ukuba i-president. Huh? Now ufuna ucontributor towards perpetuating the enslavement of black people. Where's the wisdom there? We the university abanye baposta ngama-degrees abanawo all over. But you can't wake up to the fact ukuthi i-Republic of South Africa is theft. And it must be destroyed. Kanti ufundeni? Bakuphoyizonile abakufundisanga lutho. Ngoba that's the first thing that you should understand, because bonke labantu laba, they are now protecting the constitution. All of them. There's no politician that I know that says, except Sislindiwe. Nakhona what? Why ithi lento? Wayehla. Kanti ngabe wahlala kuyo. All of them, when you hear them TV, you must protect the constitution. Because the constitution, without the constitution, there's chaos. Where was chaos when we were developing in Zalwela? Where was chaos when we were developing pyramids? eDurban kunama-pyramids amaningi lapha eDurban, kumele siyavumbulula. They've been shown lapha kuma-satellite lento the pictures. Where were these white people and politicians when we were doing that? Because bokuyithi abantu abamnyama. There was no foreign intelligence that gave us those ideas. We developed those ideas ourselves. So who says we cannot live here without white people? It's a lie. And the more they live, is the more they liberate our creativity. Because our creativity is suppressed by the philosophy of scarcity. You want to be, how many people are developing? Ukona lo mfana was complaining the other day, not develop a scooter. You saw on social. That boy is complaining that EIP is held by foreigners. Why? Because no one in the corporate sector in South Africa and government was willing to assist them. That's the attitude of our leaders. They don't see a rough diamond. Hey, lentwana le, mengaisondeza nje. Mumnikezele backing. And that backing is there. But they say, oh no. Cabanga ukuthi lama billions azoya kuye. Thina siba support, sim-support ukuthi develop le business yakhe. But now, people who are going to now, if the scooter idea, yabamba, and everybody buys into that, who's going to benefit? Like in what is Gabab Credo, sihlulekile thina to fund them. Ubab Credo was looking for black people to fund all these books, who are now benefiting out of the sales. Indaba My Children is number one selling book. Who benefits? Somlungu. Ilendo yenu of self-hate. Self-hate is killing us. Ngixolela ukuthi wonke imali iye kulabantu abasicindezelayo. Lo mfana waseZimbabwe lo developed that technology, the radio frequency technology. Akathathwanga ngama-Europeans. Bafuna ukumbulala. They get the technology. Oh no, there's another guy who developed a technology of running the car with water. It's a simple thing. They developed the system to separate, because amanzi, it's hydrogen and oxygen. They developed a system to separate so that hydrogen yiyo a propeller. Imoto.
Rocket fuel.
Huh?
Rocket fuel.
Ukhona lo muntu ngibone by announcer. Ngasho ngathi uyahamba. Ha!
Came Truth University.
Imagine industry ngafaka kanjani. Saudi Arabia ngaba broke same day.
Tap water engine.
Kuthiwa no. Hayi, imoto sahambi nge-oil.
Tap water engine.
Zamba ngamanzi.
Tap water.
And amanzi awekho South Africa. Amanzi agcwele eBakeville. So eBakeville is going to be like Dubai.
Yes.
Why? Because it's selling water. I know what it has, mercy. So by selling them, you're paying it now free. Injalo Makata. So ngicela ukuyivala. Ngiyabonga ngizozwa ama comments or questions, but Makata, please. In lesson. We must never live for material things. Singaphileli izinto zenyama. Asiphileleni umoya. Umoya will then give us everything that we want. Into esenza ukuthi sihlupheke ilento lo umlungu uthe survival of the fittest. Ayikho yonke siyilwane nathi. Azona ilwane. Mengenakho mina ngiyazi ukuthi uneighbor wami unakho. So therefore ngiswelanga. We need to go back to that philosophy. Yogi philosophy that would put us where we ought to be as a nation. And this is about wealthy. Ngathi mina. GEK doesn't aspire to only rule Africa. GEK aspires to rule the world. If you are not there in terms of your thinking, ayakha. Thina sifuna ukufana nokhokho bethu sibuse le and stop this child-headed home. Long in Australia. Australia is ours. What are they doing in Australia? The commotion abayenzayo. Umhlaba, the whole world is in a mess because of ingane. You are allowing children to lead you while you sit back. Amahlonga ndlebe langa. Funa imvubu. Katse ingane ingene emqheni. Finish. So you should understand that you own the whole world. Never limit yourself. You are going to be a leader of just South Africa. Umhlaba wonke must bow down to umoya wasempumalanga. Hey, umoya of all origins is here. And the ones, njengoba sikhonekta nalo moya, uzozo wena. Kuyoba ngathi sikhuluma ihaba or just a dream. And siyayibona iyenzeka la kancane. Siyafika lapho. Hey, as long as we connect nalama cardinal points, everything esifisayo will happen. Because when we go there, our ancestors are listening. And they are responding. In Germany, France today. Huh? Akufika ngumbhizi. Europe nje yonke. Umbhizi ufikile. Khona indlovukazi beyi-reporter ukuthi hey, yazi usethu ufikile. Le ndlovukazi ngizwa bayishare in one of the groups waseNatal. Le ndlovukazi ithi hey ufikile umbhizi. So seke fike ekhaya. Walidabula phakathi sonto. Kunesonto kubo. These are personal experiences. Those are testimonies. Zabantu who are experiencing destruction eyenzakalayo. And it's a good destruction. Amasonto eFrance okuphi ayasha. They are all burning because they've been spreading lies. In lies about the fake Jesus. Something that never even lived. Kahle kahle labantu bakhothamela uPtolemy Serapis. Yilo muntu abamkhothamelayo. Uye kumuntu oke waphila. And that's the man who colonized us. Serapis lawyer. His name is not an angel umsula. Injaelja. Hey. I know. Hey. Inja. Ya Congo Hey, uya umuntu who formed the first Christian gathering, eKhemiti. Yimidlwembe lesicula ngayo esaba umlungu bazelwe futhi today basaba umlungu ngendlela baqolela ukuyokhothama after this evilness ubutoleni therapist. There's nothing good about that person. Ufana nalo Alexander, there's nothing great about Alexander. Evilness. Hey, ngoba huye wangena lapha bachoncha, they raided all libraries. Bahamba bathatha that information. They then credited themselves. Could you know me? I'm the founder of philosophy. I'm the founder of this. I'm the founder of that. Ufundiswe yithi, ufundwe yini wena? Hey, these are the same people who went and formed what is called Western civilization. Fake. There's no Western civilization. Hey, these are abantu who plagiarized our knowledge system. So yabona ukuthi sizobabonisa kahle ukuthi iICC yase-Africa isebenza kanjani. Hey, sizobabizela enkantolo bonke eyabo Plato laba who started Western civilization. Mele baphendule ukuthi bafundiswe oba. Who owns the IP for that content? IP knowledge system yase-Africa is owned by us, African people. There's no Westerner. It doesn't matter what you went to Egypt and wrote and translated. You don't own that content. It's owned by us. Asivaleni makhe. Otherwise, bazosidingisa South Africa. They'll send us to exile. The exile thina isebenzi ngoba we own and belong everywhere in the world. Hey, Thokozini, any questions or comments? No, we always ask. Okay. Oh, what?
Asset. It's actually a comment concerning our cosmic bodies. Cosmic bodies. I look into them, and there's these 7 names, which is Ma, for Ma for the sight, and then we've got Hu for taste or authoritative, utterance.
Sure.
We've got Sajem for hearing,
Yeah.
and then we've got Sa for understanding, and there's Heka, there's Ma'at for order. We've got Sia, universal power. Why I am commenting about this code, as we read this book, it gives us that we should mirror ourselves with those cosmic bodies. Maybe it will make it easier for us, because I remember at some point when I was reading it by myself, it's like sometimes you can read this book and you get, but if maybe we can start the groupings and maybe get some modules near to your place, your location, wherever you read together, and it becomes easy, and then it becomes understanding. So that's what I want to share with today here. Because by so doing, then it becomes more interesting as you discuss it, and then you had some certain idea about some words, but you cannot maybe understand. You read with somebody, they've got better understanding, and then the book becomes more interesting.
It becomes alive.
It becomes alive. So meaning that, as we said, as above, so as below. Those cosmic bodies, like I've mentioned, the sight and the hearing, the gem, and the authoritative utterance, who, that is who, and then we must just realize what is there. It's not just something somebody has just thought about. It's something that is there, something that has always been there. So it's not all those like other fake books that they've been fed to us.
No, sure.
Because I remember with Keta the other time when we were reading, there's food, I think it's sense function of a touch. Then we said with Keta, and then, hey, you know, we have noticed something. I'm saying to him that most of us, especially black people, when you go there, you go buy a car. The first thing, you look at the car before opening a bonnet to check the engine, you check the wheel and you just kick in the wheel. And you say, this car is okay. This car. So those things, sense of touch and functions, they are there. You know, it's not that some, people throwing all those stuff and something like that.
No, sure. Right, yeah, but I
And
think
on today's topic, certain materialism, I saw on social media somewhere they talking about banning the white dresses, for white wedding dresses. And then if you look at it, if maybe we can concentrate on culture, our traditional weddings. If maybe somebody have got 10,000, that wedding is gonna go 100% fulfilled. But now if you've got 10,000, you've got, already you are in a debt because of this white dress. Because of this white dress, because that 10,000 that you've got, it's going already to that white dress,
No, sure.
Then you have to go and start the loans and stuff like that. I think maybe in Indlovukazi, ayikabi. Ngicela ukuthi bangasifaki ku-pressure. Ukuthi ekhaya siphuma nge-white dress, white wedding dress. Maybe we should change that perception, and then our lives will become more, better than it is happening at the present moment.
Thokozo, uyabona mina into engiyithandayo ngale initiative yama-roka mhlophe iqalwa indlovukazi yakwamama Bulo leLimpopo. She's the one who started it. Mina wouldn't have isibindi sokuyiqala ngoba I know mama ne-attachment with the white dress. Thina futhi obaba singangeni omama sobasupporta mefuna so until bona baze baphume kuyo. I'm very, very happy ukuthi they've started the initiative of questioning what's the reason. Amandia, when they get married, it's only Indian tradition, and they're satisfied. Tina, uQueen was mosha. Ngoba le culture yaqala vele. Ukushada kwaQueen, ubani uNdlovu, Queen Elizabeth, the first what? Bantu babona yena efaki white dress. So bonke basebalandela ngalama white dress. It becomes now a norm. umshado awupheleli futhi before now bonga kuyithinto umshado bowuphela utshela indlovukazi awufune white dress uyaphela umshado because that's what they've been dreaming about, you know. So mina ngiyabonga mebezi lapha bona self ukuthi that need ayifuneki, but nathi ke mele kukhona into kumele siyiyeke ke singamadoda. Ungashadeli esontweni umsabe inkosikazi esontweni ulokhu blame umama ngeroko wena umsabi. I know I'm a member of Methodist, therefore siyoshadela Methodist. So please mele siphume kulo, mele support indlovukazi nje nathi ngokuthi sikhahlele yonke into that is western and foreign to us. Singablame nje indlovukazi nina wani bambele amaroko amhlophe. Nathi asenze something. Because manje siyazi sifake omama esontweni. Ubaba ujoin isondo because of umama sometimes. Umama ududula yonke indlu neyingane. Ongaye esontweni akadli. 7 colors Sunday akayitholi. Ngoba kayanga esontweni. But I think you know kufika isikhathi I'm very happy indlovukazi ishilo ukuthi ucela si spread the message if kunendlovukazi ezinayo i-white dress abayigodlile somewhere. Hayi isikhathi sokuthi iphume manje. Ishe.
9 August.
9 August. Hawo ngilanga vele okay. All right. Thomas. Bengithi uyaphakamisa.
Last week yebo ukhulume ngesangoma nenyanga as if it's totally different. Bengicanga ukuthi it's interchangeable.
No. Shuke.
Ngoba u-anti wami wase-KZN ubiza inyama, umama wami ubiza isangoma. So I thought it was the same thing.
Angithi manje sokuyizonke zonke.
Yini different?
Yonke insipho yawayo. We fallen. Kahle zintathu. Isangoma, inyanga negedla. Igedla inyanga engathwasanga. Kepha ufunde umuthi mhlambe from ubaba or whatever. Igedla leyo. Then kube inyanga. Inyanga yalapha. Inyanga is the master, uye udokotela ngempela. Isangoma shy x-ray. Amathambo. Ukuthi la ku liver yakho kunani. Kumele ayibone leyo nto. Bese kutshela inyanga ukuthi hayi lo muntu mengihlola ngibona kuneqhashaza lapha ku liver. Then inyanga will know what to prescribe for you.
Isystem ephelele.
Isystem ecosystem ephelele. But manje angithi because of isimo sikaset semanje sesicombine yonke into. Ngisho nazi inyanga bese specialize. Ngokwaziwa kunenyanga elapha only amathambo. And ilapha only amathambo ngesizini eso. In the meantime uzokunikeza nje umuthi udambisa inhlungu. But the real healing will happen ngesizini eso because he's aware ukuthi kune energy that will support. Manje sengilapha yonke into. Lelo yonke into. Umuntu uyaloya. Uyaloya futhi wena nyanga. Umuntu uzakuwa hayi boyfriend yami ngifuna ingithande. So emakamereni lapha emsamo uyakhipha. So uyaloya. Ayifuneki leyo nto leyo. Umuntu umekeza ngaleyo ndlela umshaya ngempama. Uzofuna ukuloya umuntu la kimi. Uzwe bathi ngiyaloya nami. Ngoba uthando ngekho force. Malungekho lukho. Unless ke ngile nyanga le isigebengu. Ufuna ukudla nje imali yakho. Ufuna? Imakancane. unayo 5,000 ukunika 5,000 uhambe ufike endlini idlozi lalo muntu limtshele ukuthi uze nani akuvukela umuntu ungakamenzi ifokolo angithi idlozi lebona limbonile lo muntu beyothatha umuntu lapha ufika la endlini ubaba nje uphezulu so manje izinto ezinjalo futhi izinto zomuthi manje umuthi mina ngithwasela ukulapha hayi izinto zemilingo uzofuna imagic yothando lakimi angiguli la ekhanda ngokulapha umoya inkinga yakho misalignment lapheka laqala uzoba right uyazi uzothandeka ma umisalign uba nesidina ngoba nawe uyazifila ngoba uleka uexuda the confusion ebantwini kanti ma align how you are the happiest person so mina ngilapha kanjalo then uyathandeka in that way bazongitshela ukuthi ngiyodlisa umuntu mina ngokunika umuntu afeke lo muntu iqala labantu ngoba suwe omdlisayo iqala yilothakile umthakathi uthake kabi thokoze ke thokoze thokoze
Nangikupa some knowledge ka the importance of Msamo. Like I'd like to know more about the importance of Msamo because I have an idea but I don't know that much.
No, thokoza nje fulani. Ubumqoka bomsamo. Umsamo awukhandwa umuntu othwasile kuphela. Wonke umuzi, all houses should have umsamo. Umsamo is that a sacred place. Ningaba nendlunyana outside sometimes. Kube ne corner, a place somewhere where it is respected. This is where maybe abadala bagini. Let's say you've bought a house, you've left home, you are buying your own house. Your family have got to assist you. Ukuthi bangene bafakwe la ukhona. Meaning ukuthi you are now inviting all the spiritual lineage from your mother, all the spiritual lineage from your father. You are then saying, this is the place I am going to communicate with you here. So every time you want to communicate with them, you go and kneel there. So that's the importance of umsamo. There's no house that shouldn't have umsamo. Each and every house should have umsamo. Mawungana umsamo uphila ngaze kanjani? Uphila ad hoc. Hayibo. Umsamo efuneka is very important of God. Umsamo nje indawo sacred. You create it yourself. And utonzwa umoya. Kuthi no. Umoya uthi ngenzela. Yabona? Fana not only umsamo nephansi. Iphansi indawo la sihlabela khona. Mesenza umsebenzi la kithi. Indawo njengala ekhaya. Lapha kunesihlahla lapha, isihlahla sakudala. Iphansi lasekhaya. Kula sihlabela khona. You understand? So everything siyokhuleka lapha. Sibatshele ukuthi naku bangamangali kunesilwane. Ngoba remember ukuthi umoya is always alive. Umoya is living. Your ancestor is alive. Your mother who passed away, your father or they are alive because you can't destroy energy. So therefore, when you communicate with them, you communicate with them with that attitude. Mina mangikhuluma nabo la, I don't care ucabanga ukuthi ngiyahlanya la ngaphandle. I just ngiyakhuluma nje. Ngoba yimi engiyibonayo lento into engiyizwayo ukuthi no, ngikhuluma nomoya that is conscious and has memory, you know. So umsamo is very important wena Ndlovukazi. Yinto wonke amakhaya umuntu ongenawo umsamo thola ikhona and bayafakwa and bafakwa nge-ritual yakhona. Awukwazi ukusuka ekhaya bese kuyakha somewhere ungabafakanga. It means lelo khaya lingqunu, it's bad. You haven't invited your spiritual family into that house. So it's very important so that i-protection ney'ntanda kube yibo or the source, the launching pad of all those things. So ingakho umsamo usemqoka, especially indlu kaGogo. It's the most powerful house in the homestead, indlu kaGogo. Remember ukuthi uGogo unomkhubulwane wala ekhaya. So that's why again kuthiwa indlu yesibaya, indlu kaGogo must face isibaya, umnyango wendlu kaGogo. Ngoba yili dlozi leli elibhekene ngoba esibayeni kunamadlozi angithi kula sibeke abanumzana bekhaya la sikhomuni chokuthi isibaya kithi ngathini shrine kithi ngingakho isibaya awumani ungene siyahlonishwa namhlanje isibaya siyahlonishwa ngoba kula kukhulunywa khona namadlozi alikhaya. So that's why when you are deprived of isibaya, why? Because I'm not jarred. The violation of your human rights. As a person who is starting life, you need to have enough land. Ubeke indlu kaGogo, ubeke isibaya la. Ikhaya ke then is balanced. You know, kunendlu kaGogo, kunesibaya la kuphila khona amakhehla ale khaya le. So uthathe into esemqoka kakhulu nje ukuthi although remember ukuthi as much as ubabeke la, they are not fixed in that position. Bahamba now wherever you are. It's just that when you now want a serious communion now, you know where to go. La ufike khona ukhalele khona mina ngiyakhala emsamo. Makukubi ngiyakhala ngehlisa inyembezi sometimes ngikwade. Kunjalo into yakhona because you mustn't fake things la. You must go with your real emotions. Ma ufika nje ukuthi thetha but nakhona uthethe ngetiming ngoba uzoba kwatisa kanti wrong bese ke bayaklapha bathi iwe ungazosiphakamisela izwi la kunilisinikile lento ungayibona ngithi ngoba wena ubheke into eza ngokwenyama kanti hayiza ngokomoya. So injalo makhodo yingakho kuthiwa free flow all the time, especially umsamo. Ungasondele emsamo ukwatini. Never do that. You need to go there more pure uzizwe nawo ukuthi right emoyeni. Ungaye emsamo ukwatile mhlawumbe usakwatele somebody mela ubhodla because that anger yakho so bathelela yona manje uyabangcolisa ngale anger yakho. You would rather stay away. Mina kusanelentuza indumba la bengangeni. As long as ngisamoshakele ngaphakathi angisondele endumbeni. Ngiya endumbeni mengizizwa ukuthi ayisengiboshiwe. Lo muntu lo mhlambe ngihlangane naye ngamuthi vanga empama nami sengixolile ke sengiyangena. Yabona sengiyokhuluma nabo ke sengikhululekile. Yabo? injalo suhlonipheni umsamo uyaphila. Umsamo yinto yase-Afrika. Yingakho thina besinganayo ukuthiwa besides kwesikole ayikho indawo lapho kuthiwa isonto khona. We didn't have such places because imsamo yethu was serving the very same purpose. This is where I communicate with the Creator. Nayo lento lemsamo enginokuyi I always say ebantwini abathwasile mawungena lapha emsamo yeka uqala ngamadlozi akini. You must start with umvelincane nomkhubulwane, the sun and the moon, because there would never be your own ancestors without the sun and the moon. You invite the sun and the moon first, then you invite your ancestors from the mother side and from the father side. And nakona they say ukuthi don't specify in terms of amagama, because uzobiza manje nomuntu wrong. Akhona imandlo zahambe la wrong. So ufundile zikusondela. So vele ubabize nje enye into ilento le ukuthi remember ukuthi umuntu owazi ubaba wengane umama. Umama esekho ngithi manje wena biza kababomama bazoyikhetha bona basondela. Abakubobaba bayazazi. Ngoba uzobiza isibongo siro. Bakwatha abanikazi bendlu. Manje yini eshoyo. So biza nje bonke abakubomama, bonke abakubobaba bayazazi ngithi bakhona nje nawo. Ungabizi kamele wrong ngoba asazi vele iqiniso lazo mama. So bakhona abomama bahamba emhlabeni bashima bangazikhulumanga lezi zinto lezi. Thina sesishayo la ukuthi uzobiza ushabalala kwamkhize. Ukamkhize la wena umazi ushabalala. So njalo makhatha thokoza.
Ngicela ukuqhubeka kuwona lo mbuzo womsamo. Umsamo wala ekhaya ngabe ungakwazi ukuphahlele kuwo ngendlela yasekhemithi. Ukhumbule ngokwesekhemithi uma siphahla la ekhaya siyahuqa. So engibuzayo ukuthi ungakwazi ukuthi uphahle ngokwasekhemithi kuwo lo msamo lo wala ekhaya.
Oh no, sure, wena Ndlovukazi wena Khehla ngoba umsamo wasekhemithi imvelo. Umsamo wasekhemithi imvelo ilanga nenyama. Neinduna zelanga nenyama yizoyibizayo. Yingakho noma sisemkhosini enzalo yelanga qala siphahle bese ke senzani siyaphansi ngoba lezi zinto mele isebenzisana. Ubiza all the principles that have created and they are responsible for maintenance of your life first. Before, because gogo bethu, they are under these principles. So ubiza these principles first, bese ke uyaguqa ke manje so landa laba basekhaya manje. Uthi ayisengikhuluma nani ke manje directly ngicela nisondele bese kube inkulumo. I clash at all. They harmonize very beautiful. Ngoba uma ungabizi lokhu kwasekhemithi ukhombisa indelelo. Ukhombisa ukuthi they don't exist. They are not part of making you. So acknowledgement ngathi mina imagine ukuthi ingane yakho ingakuboni. Ufila njani? Ilanga has created us. We must be forever grateful ukuthi we were created by the sun. By acknowledging that. Ilanga nalo liyajabula. Angithi Hey, mawuzwa igama lakho ufila njani? You feel happy. Nelanga melizwa ukuthi siyalimemeza. Mesiloko si wembeli ngandi Nkosi yamakhosi. Wembeli ngandi Nkosi yamakhosi. Siyabingelela kuwe Nkosi yamakhosi. Wembeli ngandi Nkosi yamakhosi. How do you feel after that? You feel elevated, you know? Because we are acknowledging the source of life. So it will always harmonize, guys. No problem. Chokozi. Chokozi. Aramaseni.
Abona bakulu basekhe. Hayi manje. Asithokozeni. Ke batla thoma ka hore hona le pina engwe ya Tracy Chapman ba re ke paper and ink. Money is nothing but paper and ink. So, Sarahuri, like our political slogans, Amanda, away to Anit, away to Axawa politician. Elise, elate. So, paper, it originates from guitar, which are guitar. So, by so saying, there was a research I was doing, and so I came across this Robert Kiyosaki. Robert Kiyosaki, he said, no, there is God money and fake money. Real money or God money is our minerals. Therefore, simply means but him. It's nothing. What they know is what comes from the soil. So now my question to you, Mkulu, is on our prayer books, there's some part after, and we normally enter this section after the closing section. We do it mostly for the cardinal points. So when season ifela and we are not at our cardinal point, what am I supposed to do? Because of 2023, I can't be some government kobele at the same time. It's like I'm now sick. Or should I go to Kifodela Mutiara Fed when I want to understand how do I now loop in that frequency and be in alignment and usher myself in that frequency. That's question number one. Question number two will be, you talked about leadership, and then when we look into what is now happening currently in Africa, this decolorization of the dollar. My intuition tell me who know Tina la ekem sibashashenjela. We are ushering a spirit, and this spirit ilwansa the politicians. Hey, answer the politicians. Live on it, Lovachisa, by a couple of the Koshi, Babuleka, Loyana. It's gonna boil up coming to GK. So when if you come to GK, in terms of your experience and your context of knowledge in GK, which key principles, kingdoms, will you then say by default will lead the nation? Should, hypothetically speaking, next week in closing, the last time I spoke, I gave birth to a baby here in GEK. Last week I was absent. Whereby when I come here, or no one nurtured my baby. My baby is very simple. It's just a book. If you are new, you go to that book front page, you write the name. If you are old, you go to the back page, you just you make a tick. That thing, it will assist us. When this kingdom comes, we can all be recalled. Because of that is the only platform where we unite as Togos.
That's exactly the second one.
Well, the second one, it was the kingdom leadership. In terms of your extensive knowledge of our kingdom. Which kingdom will you say it will be our leader? Should hypothetically speaking or no? Amakosi and the politicians, they are failing, and then they go to
No, for me, answer is simple. All principle have potential. There's no principle or a house. Look, automatically you would look to my art, right? Because we are in that age. But I'm saying all of us have got art. All of us have got uchehuti. All of us have got uheru. So all of us are potential leaders. So you can't then confine it to one and say, no, Laba have a divine right. There's nothing like that. Tina sobona ngezenzo. That's all. The izenzo zomundu yizo ezizothi. Hayi, uyabona this time siholwa mhlambe uset. Because i-character kaset yalo muntu esinayo wenza extraordinary things to a point ukuthi we can't deny of his leadership. Do you understand? So normally I don't predict Umoya. I allow Umoya to do, then I respond, because I am the effect. Umoya is the cause, I am the effect. So I can never predict and say, I know. Because angikwazi ukwenza lokho mina ngithi all of us have got the potential, and akekho umuntu la that doesn't have that right. All of us have a right to lead into the future. Kudependa ukuthi manje wenzani. That will qualify you to lead us in the future. That's the only difference when occurs. Kungakhanyiseka umuntu ozalwa ngunuthi. Sibone ukuthi hayi idlozi liwele kulo muntu. Because of izinto azenzayo, the things that they do. Then we all agree ukuthi unuthi must lead us. And this is how Umoya should be. In leadership yomoya, this is how it should be. If I nasebukhosini, according to Wena, I must predict the first house because it is known to produce, I'm a prince. No. Umoya uhlala second or third. You can't then determine umoya. When you fall, you come down. Be on top of that one. So that thing, it messes us up. Because you'll find that Gucci laws are from the first house. I am shy. Doesn't respect the stool. But umuntu ozalwe from the second or third, umbona ngezenzo zakhe how much they respect lesa stool. We should then, as inkulu zekhaya sithi umoya la buka lengane behavior, buka lengane yenzayo. Mele sikhule ngaleyo nto ngawe. Then umoya ukhululekile ukwehlela la kumele wehlele khona. ifana nobukhosi. Ubukhosi bu-dynamic. Ubukhosi bafonywa i-dynamism. Abantu kwaba nesikhathi why there was a need for them to be guided from one place to the other one. Then kwa-emerge somebody amongst them and came up with the blueprint. Mina ngitholile land. This is where we are. This is where we ought to be. And the more we buga, it makes sense and logic. This is exactly progression of where we should be. Then we say that is the person because he has been given a future today and how to get there. So we would be very stupid for us not to allow that person to lead us. Sizobe sesingene ku-ego nenyama. Oh no, because akazalwa nge-Orlando. Therefore ngeke sibuse. Ayisebenzi kanjalo. Idlozi lizobeka umuntu osevenda. Ozalele venda. Limbeke lapha phambi kwethu. Umoya uthi nangu umuntu ozoniweza. Are you going to now resist and say, "Hey, umuntu osevenda uzo-leader thina la"? You can't say that. So mina, I'm saying ukuthi we need to be open. And sibe nendlela okumamela umoya. Otherwise sizoba stagnant njengobukhosi banamhlanje. Ukuthi ebukhosini kuhlala abantu aba-wrong because umoya awukho phezu kwalabantu. So thina i-future njalo thina sifuna ukuconfirma ngezenzo zomuntu. Kuthi no, lo muntu lo siyambona vele huyo zosiweza much quicker. In no time sizobe sesifike la siya khona. Thokoza ke. Ukonje omunye umbuzo.
It was that last section that we normally better on criminal recordings. I think where we keep profiling who we come and who things. The one of our people over time after this is in so why it was easier.
No, mina ngithi khehla. Kahle ngithe. Remember ukuthi kwi-calendar because of sikule situation ye-election. Kahle ngabe besi ngene kule bhande ngempela sisazongena where we do everything elapha kule ndozi. We are not limited by time. Mesifika nje sihlala kuyo ama meditation yonke into that we have to do in that book. But it doesn't stop you going to the book. Umoya mawuthi awulandela section. Dedication, to his God. Hamba ufunda la section, go and read it. If ukuthiwa ngiyuse lamagama meditate, I keep repeating these words that are there. So ukayido umoya. Ungathi because asikho. Then you don't labor for your spirit. You must labor for your spirit even singekho. In your own individual space. So don't depend on us, especially in terms of more. Nigeziwe indlela, here are the tools. Engage. Thokoza.
Is 6 hours saying 12, then 6 late 12 family. Sikle ka utwa wetsa tse 2. 2 engwe re berekisa is like which part mo booking. Mo 6 hours saying le 12 FC. Cause ke tseba a ke re no ra ihubo le mphato straight ka 12. And then ka 6 ke closing. So ka 12 le 6 ile o saying re berekisa is like which sections mo booking.
No, mosekhaya into engichazela ukhetho. Usebenzisa zonke. Thina sila because of say we are in lecture. Do you understand? We are not, yes, we are because remember mesivula. Si jumpa even the first one, dedication to his God. right? Siyajamba leyo size kuhubo nomphahla. Do you understand? Then later ke thina basalayo siyavala. Do you understand? But many ngedwa, I go through the whole process. Throughout the whole season. Do you understand? Because before ngilenduza, let's say I'm meditating. Before ngiqala, I dedicate the place. You know, I create a sacred place. La ngikhona and dedicate it to Lomoya that I'm going to communicate with. Then I start again. Bese ngumshange hubo la. Lapho ngiyamkitaza, uyajabula naye. When they hear the mahubo nemiphahlo, they get excited. You understand? Because it's like uyambongela, ubongela umoya. Then wehle nazoka until uzoyoqeda. And it's a simple process. I think you know, 1 hour nje ungayishaya ugoqa yonke. Thokoza. Oh, now we can.
Thanks for the lecture. Abundance into yethu unnatural. And I love that ngoba there's this whole belief yokuthi we are previously disadvantaged, but kahle kahle natural we come from abundance. But abundance, Ukesha is saying, is not paper and ink. It's something else. It's more natural. And namhlanje ungibekele yona ukuthi it's linked nomhlaba, it's linked with the water, ukuthi sidlisa kanjani. Electricity, it's now linked with that as well. Fuel, it's linked with that as well. And ngizothi education and communication, it's linked with all those. Those can't be things we are selling and playing around with in terms of selling. Those need to be izinto ezikhona in every household as a skill. Ingosengane knows how to do this. I'm talking to Kemet Truth University, because the schooling needs to a proper revolution. How do we see those things not being very dependent on paper and ink?
No, sure.
And ihleleka kanjani ke?
No, sure.
Yebo.
Thokoza. You see, I'm against mining. Kuqala.
Wow.
I'm totally against. I know Gucci, all of us or some of us, we view that as a potential a source of wealth. I'm against mining because you are destroying nature. Mawuhomba umhlaba ukhipha gold. What happens to the environment? What happens to the balance that is brought by gold? You are tolerant. So manje, yes, siyazidinga lezi zinto lezi, but maso uyibukisisa kahle, we are making our planet even weaker. That's why imigodi ingaka ungayikude la kaMapoli la Orlando West bokunomgodi ongakanani lapha. Recently kwavuleka a huge hole because of mining like Johannesburg. Hamba le eZirbakom, imigodi elapha eZirbakom, is that a safe place to live? It's not a safe place to live. Kahle thina, because of the mentality yabelungu of monetizing nature. Igolide besiligupa. Why? Because we wanted to facilitate easy communication with the Creator. Not because Uba is a precious metal. For economic, benefit. We're not there. ukuthi manje sesizoyenza iplatinum, you know, yiyo manje into okumele remember ukuthi thina we are scientists, huh? We produce the gold without mining it. Why don't we go back there? Start my labs again. Again, because the same minerals are here in the environment. You find nitrogen, you find helium, you find all these elements. Take that to the lab and produce whatever you want, and leave umhlaba wethu the way ungakhona. Look at the big hole in Kimberley. It has become a tourist attraction. In violation of nature there. How the environment was affected by that hole. We don't think of such things. So Mina, I'm for reopening of the Imhotep laboratories. So that the Okokobetu, that's why they were called scientists. Because Abelungu witnessed them changing scrap metal into gold by pumping enough portions of the scrap metal to turn it. You can't destroy energy, but you can transform it into a different form. That's what they teach Okokobet. If gold is in the environment, it's not only under. What is above, so is below. So you mine, bring to the lab and produce. We are kukuvila lapha. Lokhu uhombana nomhlaba lapha. Thokozini. Oh, Thokozini. Before
last time, Kokwana Glory, they need contribution from others. Last time, Kulu should be independent.
No, sure.
In Jiki.
No, sure. Thokoza. It's good you raised it up because they are both here in Jovugazi no cash. They are advanced in terms of organizing. So I don't know whether they are ready to give us a report, but Abandu Vele who are preparing, they had found the Uzokulu Mukesh and no in Jovugazi. But only supplier, but the supplier got to assume right. So now they are getting another supply. But let them brief us. Thokozini.
Asset.
Ambitious.
Thokozini endlini. Bese siqalile i-investigation in terms of i-procurement yawo amaqanda. So at the last stage where we're now ready ukuthi we can buy, we discovered ukuthi there is something shady with the suppliers laba esesipatholile, and their pricing was not making a lot of sense in terms of ukuthi they were very low. Like they like as scammers work, they will entice you back door and say, and then at the point of after you've also deposited the email, then they don't deliver on what you've agreed upon. So now we have found other people. Hopefully by next week we would have finalized everything, and then we can start with delivering amakanda. Let's go in, and then the plans can move forward as they should.
Thokoza. Oh, yazini wena Kehla, kukhona umuntu la esikolweni one experience yale industry. Usibu actually uhambe early last week bengifuna ukuthi nihlangane because he's done it, in terms of sourcing the right. Usase ku industry. Usibu ke mina ngahlangana naye. I think yonke into izohlangana because second experience already. You know, so hlanganani ke makhe. Last week bengifuna vele ukuni but wahamba early. Uzo yena seke yabaza abantu abafake nabantu abaright. Thokozini siyabonga wena Khehla. Ukuthi yazi lento isemqoka ukuthi kube nento esihlanganisayo. You know, sisonke ukuthi it's open for investment for all of us. Wonke umuntu ufaka lokho nakho. And you get interest. Mawufake 200 you'll get interest 200. Mawufake 100 kanjalo. So ungathi because une 50 awukhona contribute anything so that ingene into the pot sibanike and run that business. Yinto ezoyenza ukuthi sihlangane. Sibone even our emotional state njani. Mesibona imali. Sure.
Aramasi. Asset. Ambitious. Of course, I want to address you in terms of leadership, right? Murray. So, in the house of Munahe, within the Bakwe, so King Mushomi played a very pivotal role into what King Mushashwe became to be. And King Mushashwe came from the youngest house of all Bakwe. But yet, King Mushomi, because he was aligned with nature, he was led to say that young man is the one that's gonna shepherd us during colonialism. King Mushashwe comes from House Mukotedi. Mukotedi actually means in Sikwena, means shepherd. So he shepherded us during colonial times to the present time. So now that the present time of colonialism is over, another house is going to rise. So I'm saying, worry not. The spirit will lead us.
Nice one. Devara.
Another idea oze ngayo engithintile uthe ubaba Busamazulu Motho has got a blueprint of a hospital. Share mkhulu, can you tell us what? Because it's really aksipara, aksi Ketis Mkonto, aksi lama clinics esibhizi ngawo. It must have a different look, different feeling, different idea, different. And there's a brother, he's a senior lecturer in architecture. Evets. Bambizubani, Dr. Sichaba Mape, architect. Now he's tapping into this thing, Gabab Credo. He's saying, look, Ubab Credo was onto something, and the architecture as a thing is something it was said, and it must be aligned and preferred by nature. So I'm so glad with Labantu in the town planning, they are seeing this thing. But we don't have, as Usho, I mean, we are not tapping into for example. That's an architecture. Why? So yeah, that blueprint the hospital, what does that look like? Can you share more?
Oh no, it combines all the elements that have created mood. And its position in the way which it captures the energy yendawo. Okay, fine. A planet or a star sign that is aligned with this place, Hile. So therefore we can enhance the energy as solar. Even Mongen, there are certain sounds umuntu okulayo kumele azizwe that soothes them. You know, izinto ezinjalo, but it's a design that is nature-centered. Each and every consideration is because sidalwe izo zonke lezinto ezifo. And bese ke sibona ke manje i-vibrational frequency yendawo. You know, leyo ndawo, does it have the necessary vibrational frequency for healing? Izinto ezinjalo. but you know wayibeka wahamba shem angazange khona ukulfulfilla and you know abanye abantu have tried ukuqala and if you look at it, if we were to start isibhedlela senyanga, that will be so popular.
It's much better.
That will be so popular. Hey, because izo-eliminate lama-fake enyanga. Ngoba mawuda, you can't do fake, otherwise uyaxoshwa. Mesizwa nje complain ukuthi abantu bacomplaina ngawo uthatha imali without them seeing ama-results. Uyakhona. So izoyenzakala. Anithi ilinde nina. Akekho umuntu ozoyenza yini. Thokoze. Usha.
The flesh that dies brings back the memory that lives in you. Was called in the highest office at the age of 99. So 9 plus 9 is 18. But 1 plus 8 is 9. And numerically, 9 is the number of consciousness. Consciousness is this year that we're in, age that we're in, age of Aquarius, age of knowledge.
Siyabonga.